Have you ever felt the weight of debt pulling you down? If yes, the first step towards liberation is understanding your debt. It's like venturing into a labyrinth, but instead of mythical creatures, you're faced with credit card statements and loan agreements. It's crucial, however, to know exactly what you owe and to whom. Picture it as a list, an inventory of your financial obligations. From your credit cards, student loans, to your mortgage, list them all out. This might seem a bit daunting, but remember, sunlight is the best disinfectant. By bringing transparency to your debt, you're laying the foundation for your journey to financial freedom. It's your roadmap, your guide, your first step to mastering your money and achieving debt freedom. And with a clear understanding of your debt, you're ready to move to the next important step. So grab a pen, dig out those statements, and let's take that first step together. Now let's navigate through your finances with a realistic budget. Think of it as your financial GPS, guiding you through the path of income and expenditures. The first step is identifying your monthly income, which serves as the fuel for your journey. Next, we allocate specific amounts to three key areas: necessities, savings, and debt repayment. Necessities like housing and groceries are your non-negotiables. Savings are your safety net, ensuring you're prepared for any bumps in the road. And debt repayment, that's your ticket to financial freedom. Striking a balance between these elements is crucial. Allocate too much to one and the others suffer. It's like trying to drive with a flat tire. It won't get you far. Remember, a budget isn't about restriction, it's about making your money work for you. With a realistic budget, you've set your GPS towards debt freedom. Let's move on to a powerful strategy that can help you achieve it. Ever built a snowball? That's our next strategy, the debt snowball method. This approach to debt repayment is as straightforward and satisfying as making a real snowball on a winter's day. The idea is simple. Start small, then let it grow. The debt snowball method involves focusing on your smallest debt first. Why the smallest? Well, think about it. When you're rolling a snowball in the snow, you don't start with a huge boulder, do you? No, you start with a small handful and let it grow. The same principle applies here. By starting with your smallest debt, you can pay it off quickly, which provides a sense of achievement and progress. Now here's where the snowball really starts to gather momentum. Once you've paid off your smallest debt, don't just pocket the money you were using for those payments. Instead, roll that amount into your payments for the next smallest debt. Just like a snowball rolling downhill, your debt payments will get larger and larger, allowing you to pay off each subsequent debt faster than the last. Imagine you have three debts: $100, $500, and $1,000. You start by paying off the $100 debt. Now let's say you were dedicating $20 a month to that. Once it's paid off, you now have an extra $20 a month that you can add to the payments on your $500 debt. And once that's paid off, you add the payments from the first two debts to the payments on your $1,000 debt. It's a cycle that creates a snowball effect, accelerating your journey towards debt freedom. The debt snowball method is not just about the numbers though, it's about the psychological win. Each debt you pay off gives you more confidence and motivation to tackle the next. Remember, like any snowball, it starts small and might seem insignificant at first. But with patience and persistence, your small snowball can transform into an avalanche of debt repayment. With the snowball rolling, it's time to prepare for the unexpected. Life happens, right? That's where an emergency fund comes in. Imagine it as your personal financial shock absorber, ready to take the hits of unexpected expenses, from car repairs to medical emergencies. It's your safety net, preventing you from falling back into the trap of debt when life throws you a curveball. Now you may wonder, how much should I save? A good rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This gives you a substantial buffer to weather life's storms without derailing your journey to debt freedom. Remember, building an emergency fund is a marathon, not a sprint. Start small if you need to, but start. Every dollar saved is a dollar towards your financial security. So let's make it a priority, right? Because when life happens, and it will, you'll be ready. With an emergency fund in place, let's move on to trimming the fat from your expenses. Now let's talk about trimming the fat from your expenses. It's time to scrutinize your spending and identify what's essential and what's not. This process can be eye-opening, revealing how much we spend on things we don't truly need. Start by taking a close look at your bank and credit card statements. Highlight any expenses that aren't absolutely necessary. These could range from that daily gourmet coffee to the premium cable package with hundreds of channels you never watch. Next, think about how you can creatively cut back on these non-essential expenses. It might be brewing your own coffee at home or downgrading your cable plan. Maybe it's choosing to cook at home more often instead of dining out or ordering in. Or perhaps it's swapping that pricey gym membership for outdoor workouts or free online fitness classes. Remember, these cutbacks don't mean depriving yourself of everything you love. It's about making smart choices that align with your financial goals. For instance, instead of completely cutting out your love for reading, consider switching to borrowing books from the library or swapping books with friends instead of buying them new. Now let's talk about those small savings like your morning coffee or streaming subscriptions. They might seem insignificant on a daily basis, but when you start to add them up over a month, a year, or even a decade, they can represent a substantial sum. For instance, if you're spending $5 a day on coffee, that's $150 a month, and over a year, that's a whopping $1,800. Imagine what that money could do if it were put towards paying off your debt. Cutting unnecessary expenses is like giving yourself a raise. You're freeing up more of your hard-earned money to put towards your financial goals. It's not always easy, and it requires discipline and commitment, but the rewards are well worth the effort. With unnecessary expenses cut, let's explore ways to supercharge your debt payoff. Ready to supercharge your debt payoff? Let's talk about increasing your income. It's no secret that having more money can accelerate your journey to financial freedom. But how can you make this happen? Well, consider exploring side hustles. From freelance writing to dog walking, there's a world of opportunities out there that can supplement your main income. And the beauty of side hustles is that they can often fit seamlessly into your existing schedule. Freelancing is another avenue you might want to venture down. Do you have a skill or talent that others might be willing to pay for? Think graphic design, programming, or even teaching a language. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of career advancement. Seeking promotions, negotiating a higher salary, or switching to a higher-paying job can significantly boost your income. With a potential boost in income, let's discuss your relationship with your creditors. Don't be afraid of your creditors. In fact, it's time to negotiate. Let's dive into this often overlooked yet incredibly potent strategy in your journey to debt freedom: negotiating with your creditors. Communication is the cornerstone to any negotiation. Reach out to your creditors, express your financial situation, and convey your commitment to repay your debt. Remember, creditors would rather receive a portion of what you owe than nothing at all. Therefore, they are often open to discussions about modifying your repayment plan to something more manageable for you. When negotiating, be honest but also assertive. Clearly state your current financial position and the maximum amount you can realistically pay. Don't let desperation lead you into promising more than you can afford. Next, propose a revised payment plan. This could involve lowering your interest rate, extending your payment period, or even reducing the total amount owed. The key here is to propose a plan that aligns with your budget and enables you to consistently make payments. Be prepared for some back and forth. Negotiation is a process, not a one-time conversation. Keep the lines of communication open, respond promptly, and remain courteous and professional. Don't forget to get your agreement in writing. Once you've reached a consensus, ask for a written agreement outlining the terms of your new repayment plan. This document is your safety net, ensuring that both parties are held accountable to the agreed terms. Lastly, once the negotiation is successful, adjust your budget accordingly. Remember, the aim is to free yourself from the shackles of debt, not to create new ones. Stick to your new payment plan and continue to make steady progress towards your financial goals. And that's it. You're now equipped with a step-by-step guide to mastering your money and achieving debt freedom. The road to financial liberation might be winding, but with these tools and strategies, you're well equipped to navigate it. Stay committed, stay disciplined, and watch as you transform your financial landscape one step at a time.